Well, we're not ready. Too bad. Live screen. Hi, everybody. It's me, Mr. Mr. Unpractical. As you can see, here we are. This is going so well. At least there's no technical difficulties, right?
I guess. You threw me off there with that.
What are you talking about?
You know what? Let me talk. Welcome to the Gamer Podcast, where we talk about many different things. Actually, that's a lie. We're just going to talk about gaming stuff.
Well,
We will not.
I mean,
what? It's what?
We can expand. We can. I was thinking about talking about some movie stuff. No, it's Gamer Podcast. You're right. I'm sorry. It's Gamer Podcast.
Get it right. Get it right before I get the gamer squad to beat you up.
Fucking Gamer Squad.
Just gun you down.
Chef Bay.
Talk about many different things surrounding gaming media, and we rage about it or whatever. Talk about it in a detailed fashion. This person here is his name is, well, as you may know him as Mr. Unpractical. I see you flexing on the camera. That's weird. But you are known as what's your real name, sir?
Randy Pitchford.
It's Dylan. My real life name is Cody. We may refer to each other as that throughout.
Jimmy Magoo, Crash Blah, the one that got away.
The one that got away, yeah. There's totally loads of ladies who think that, or creepy pedophile teachers. But
wait, what?
I said creepy. Never mind. So let's.
Whoa! I've never heard this story before.
There is no story. It's a joke. It's a bit. Just get on to the news.
Okay. All right.
Before we go into our news, though, I think you do need to pull up our sponsor. We'll have to pull a sponsor up. Just to let everybody know, we are sponsored. This is a very. I know it's kind of crazy. They kind of help fund the beginning of this. So I think we just have to kind of show this off here. Please play away.
We just want to thank everybody over with Fox News for sponsoring this and allowing us to play that. Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for who's turning to
Sean Hannity.
Donald Trump.
Everybody at Sean Hannity to let us. Thanks for allowing the Gamer Podcast.
Link our stream. And tell him, tell Sean Hannity that we really love him, support him, and appreciate him and everything he does. All right, so let's get on to our first bit of news. I want to start off talking with the Prima strategy guides are being canceled and shut down. If you've ever looked at games and you were like, I don't know how to play this game, and you were too stupid to go on Google, you probably bought a paperback book with Prima on it.
See, now this is where I knew we were gonna get into this. See, you're a little zoomer over here, and you're sitting here, dummies who use books. Let me ask you. Let's start it off. Well,
okay.
Let's get into the news before we get into this. So yes, 28 years in the industry, Prima has existed. There were at one point. There could be. To be honest, I don't really know if there are any other strategy guide makers. The way it's, from what I've heard from many different outlets and people, consumers of strategy guides, it seems to be, if anything, these guys were like the last frontier, truly the last frontier of actually like good quality strategy guides. And this is done.
Thanks for the money, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, obviously in brief, it says here, which I believe we should just shout out whoever we get our stuff from. This is from TechSpot.
Thanks,
they basically
TechSpot.
say in brief, it seems the web has replaced another traditional industry, physical strategy guides. Prima Games, which has been creating these hefty guidebooks for the last 28 years, is closing down in the spring of 2019. It actually makes you, I wonder what their last game is going to be. It's going to be like Kingdom Hearts 3 or something.
I don't know if they're already getting shut down. I doubt they're going to be able to do Kingdom Hearts 3. I doubt anybody respects
Well,
them that much.
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in like January, right? So
Do Prima strategy guides come out the day with the game? I thought they came out like way after once the losers over at Prima
no, they
actually
tend to
got
come out the day.
access.
That's the one thing I was going to get into. They tend to come out the same day, the day of the game release. Red Dead Redemption, I believe Prima did Red Dead Redemption 2,
Wow.
and it came out literally the same night as the game. That's what I'm saying. That a lot of people think, oh, these are so easy. Nintendo or whoever who makes the game just sends them the stuff and says, there you go. No, these guys have to put this together. I don't know how everything's put together, but I do know this is a really, really hard thing to do. It's a lot of work put into this, especially to get it done. What are you, like the hype man, like saying the words behind it?
Hype. let me
This is
let me let me
this
use
genuinely
my,
is this is an effort. This is an effort that they have to do, and
Okay.
it's sad. So I mean, before we get into my love for it, I need to know: have you ever owned a strategy guide in your life?
Back in 2008 when we had the Scholastic Book Fair, I bought a book with all of the updated cheats for all the games from
That's not a Prima strategy guide.
Oh, that's a strategy. Using cheats is a
No, it's
strategy.
not.
Yes, it
No, it's
is.
not.
It's not a Prima strategy guide, but I think it's a legitimate
It's cheating.
strategy.
It's not a strategy. It's
It
cheating.
is. Cheating is a strategy. All right. But okay, so I had one strategy guide, and that was
Okay,
for
what game?
Pokemon Dungeon. Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't.
which one? Like the original? Which one? Like
The
there's a million of them.
red. It was on the DS. It's where you circled the Pokemon. You circled them.
Oh, Red Rescue?
Yeah, that one. I didn't have the game, but my mom got me this she got it for me from Goodwill. And it was torn up.
I got it from me for Goodwill.
Your DBs might be too high, my friend. Oh. My bad. Let me fix that. This might be better. So, yeah. I never had an official strategy
guide. There were multiple people. I think Prima did make it a guide for that. Just looking up, doing some quick typing here. So let me just show. Like I will admit, I was never like a gigantic strategy guide buyer. I never was growing up. Most of the time as a kid, like for example with Metal Gear Solid, when I got stuck, I would just ask my dad. I'd say, Dad, what do I do here? Because I was a kid, and he would just help me get through it. Because most of the games I would play, he's already played, or any games I would genuinely stick to as a kid, I didn't necessarily need a guide for, be it Tony Hawk or Crash Bandicoot. I know those games you could use a guide, but I never cared to collect everything as a kid. I just wanted to play Crash Bandicoot and jump around, so I never needed a guide for that. I did play Zeldas, but I always thought Zeldas. I never was much of a completionist with Zelda games. I just wanted to beat them. So I always thought the games were pretty well designed that I never needed a guide to just figure out how to get forward in the games. But for a lot of people, this means a lot, quite a lot. I mean, there are. I watched a video this morning. I woke up and just watched the video. It was like suggested to me on YouTube. This lady who was like tearing up, like crying, well, almost crying on the video. She said she did like cry before the video. I guess there's a reviewer YouTuber or in / site for strategy guides where they actually review the strategy guide itself. And she has specifically been running the site for 9 years.
Wait a minute. There's a strategy guide review site. Like
yes.
That's all they do, and they don't use like YouTube or anything.
No, well, that's the thing. Well, you got to remember, she states herself in the video, she's not one to go and look up. She doesn't like having a phone in front of her or going to the computer. She prefers to have a book in front of her. And I understand that. I do understand that completely. I don't like reading books on a Kindle or reading. I personally I could be done with Berserk as a manga right now. I could be up to date if I just read it on my computer, but I don't. I don't like doing that. I would rather own the book physically and flip through each page. So I completely understand where she's coming from. Whenever I do need help with a game, though, I do tend to go to a guide. Sometimes, though, I think online guides, though, could be up in the air. Most of the time, they are pretty well done. But for example, Skies of Arcadia on the Dreamcast, the guide that I find that has at least the best written information, and that's in quotations best, it's written pretty poorly, and it's so horribly structured that it's a bitch to go through and try to figure out what the fuck I'm looking at. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just go and buy the guide. That's what I'll do. I'll just go and buy the guide. There was no guide for this game, so that actually fucking killed me, man. Prima guides are so well put together too. Usually, the thing that blows my mind is when something is coming to an end. Usually, a couple of years before they know they're like losing money and stuff, they tend to drop in quality. You know, like they tend to drop in quality with the product. It gets worse and worse and worse, and then like
Apple.
when they're just black and white pages with just text, people are like, "Damn, it's sad, but Prima Guides kind of has to go." The craziest part
Thank you,
is
Noski, for the follow.
Yeah, thank you, man. Games have still, the Prima Guides specifically, have been of very high quality no matter what. No matter what. Just to show you, this is the latest one I have. It's not their newest one, but it is fairly new. This is the Super Mario Odyssey guide.
Ooh, the Odyssey.
Hardcover, really nice, really, really high quality. And every single page, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold this correctly, but every single page is fully in color. If you know anything about printing and how much you have to pay for this ain't cheap. And this paper is not cheap. This is actually really nice, high quality paper. This is one hell of a guide, and I believe they were selling it for like $40 originally, but it went down pretty quickly. That's a big thing with a lot of people is they tend to say, I don't want to pay that money. I can understand that you buy $60 and you're putting $100 down for a book of the game to help you through. But that's the thing. It helps some people. Depends on the game. It helps people. And for some people, this is just a collector's item too. This is just extra Mario Odyssey goodness. There's artwork usually at the end of these things. Like they have a little art section and all that kind of stuff. Or there's just pictures and art throughout the whole book. It's an excellent guide.
And I completely recognize that these guides are high quality, but I'm trying to wonder if they really have that much of a place, because you can still get those collector item type things with art books or behind the scenes things that are straight from the developers themselves. Doom and The Witcher 3 had an amazing art book, or even the art book for Metal Gear Solid. That's a great fucking collector's item. I would love to get that. But in the age of the internet, and you touched on this earlier too, the idea that there was information that just wasn't very good. If it's based on the internet, then you're able to go in there and edit it with new information so that people don't have to either A, get a new book, or B, they can update something that they might have gotten wrong at first without having to worry about a reprint. And I think that Prima strategy guys are kind of just a thing of the past, especially with streaming and
many
YouTube.
Ways. They are in many ways, but you got to remember there are certain, I think, at the very least, there are certain games, Zelda specifically, Assassin's Creed and whatnot, these kind of big games that have a lot of collectability and stuff like in the game, like, oh, collect 100 of this or whatever, or go find these specific things hidden away or get every single item. There are a lot of these fans that play this specifically, like I said, Zelda. A lot of fans I know for a fact love, like it's a necessary buy. Like when you buy Zelda, you're guaranteed going to get the strategy guide for a lot of these big, old timing collectors or fans and what have you. So one thing I was thinking of was if Prima is going away, like are Zelda fans just kind of screwed? They're just not going to get a guide anymore. Well, they have to just go online and read ones and completely change the way they like it. They have to get their walkthroughs through games. Remember, that takes time. These people making these guides for these games they're not being released the same day. These people have to play through the game, write down everything, and then type it all up. And trust me, they're pretty fast. They're good at what they do. But at the same time, a lot of them are doing it for free.
And they'll now have a platform on the internet where they can get actually paid to do this, either through having their own website, joining another website that'll actually pay them to do something like that, or even doing Twitch and doing completionist runs of games.
But it still defeats the purpose. It's still not physical. There's nobody, I mean, unless somebody does a Patreon or something or a Kickstarter where they make up their own little company and they're printing out the books. I thought the best idea would be, for example, Nintendo could maybe have a small subsect of guides for their games if they wanted to. If they wanted to, I mean, it's extra money, right? You're the ones making the games. The guy will be able to have, the guy or lady, whoever's writing it, will have all the information. They just got to put it all together in a nice fashion. You already have the art because you've created it. There's no middleman. Why doesn't Nintendo? If I were Nintendo, I would immediately jump on this and start. I would at least have hired some people from Prima, like some of the top tier guys you've been working with for decades. Get them on your team and say, all right, now when we make a new Zelda game or whatever game, you're going to make guides for it. I know with Nintendo it's a little different. They don't make as many games, for example, but I don't know. It's an idea that I think could work. I mean, especially I'm just thinking of it in terms of each game. Zelda specifically, like I said, is like the biggest strategy guide game ever. That and RPG is like.
For anybody who is just tuning in, we're talking about Prima being canceled and shut down. The people that made the strategy guides.
This one right here, I think, is a perfect example of all the hard work that they really truly go in, like they do to get a guide done. Once again, high quality hardcover book, Xenoblade Chronicles X. This game is so long. There's people who have like over 100 hours and they're like, oh, I'm not even done with the game. Stuff
Bunch
like
of
that.
nerds.
And just every bit of it is just information. Each monster, this and that. And this comes out to mind, like for this one, I don't necessarily know, but I would believe it came out the same day as the game. And you could pick this up and immediately have this swath of information instead of waiting for some dude to type it up on IGN.
Yeah. And Prima strategy guides definitely show.
Thanks for the money, dummy.
Thanks, your bears, for the 100 bits, buddy. Prima strategy guides being canceled is definitely the end of an era. And part of me is sad, but another part of me is hopeful that there will still be a community around getting all the information for a game, as there have always been, especially with the IGN walkthroughs. And I don't know if Prima strategy guides being canceled is actually that bad of a thing. I think there's some good things that can come out of this, but it is sad to see.
People lost their jobs.
It is sad. It is sad to see them go, and that is unfortunate.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm surprised by this. No, I don't think literally anybody's surprised. This was going to happen. I remember a couple of years ago
Amazon
walking into GameStop and thinking, damn, I can't believe there's still strategy guides. I can't believe it.
That's what
I still can't believe strategy guides still exist, kind of thing. But it is sad, and at least I hope they get to go out with a bit of a bang. I hope their last books are like really super high quality. They should just go as all out.
The best book, like gold inlays. Let's get on to our next.
I hope they don't go lazy. That's the one thing. I think they should truly go out as they've been continuing with the high quality books, high quality effort, everything like that.
Let's get on to our next topic.
Prima will definitely be missed.
So next, players who buy Battlefield 5 have to wait the longest to play it. What this is referring to is
Polygon, by the way.
From Polygon. Thank you, Polygon. Thank you, Ben Kuchera. Coochie.
Coochie Kara.
Thanks, Ben. Basically what's happening is EA has a streaming game service where it's called EA Access, I believe. And people who are on EA Access, let me pull up the graphic here. If you have EA Access, Origin Access Premier, you'll be able to play the game. Actually, 2 days ago, you would have been able to play the game, November 9th. And people who bought the normal edition of the game are having to play a whole 11 days after those people who didn't actually buy the game. That's ridiculous to me. How is that even... What the fuck?
It's because they don't have enough people on their service. They don't have enough people in their service, and this is the only way you can get them on, for example, with EA Access or, Origin Access or what have you. So you have to, it says, as we can see here, you have to be a Premier member to specifically just be able to play the game. And only the PC. That's kind of weird that I figured, EA Access would have like a Premier version too for Xbox. PlayStation gamers, you're just screwed. You don't have anything.
PS4, fuck you. You get nothing. You have nothing. Like, in the Xbox One, this is the weirdest version of me. Xbox One, you get a 10-hour trial.
A 10-hour trial. Now I wonder. I'm assuming it's 10 hours like of playtime. I hope to God. I hope it's not like the moment you start it, you only get 10 hours and then that's it. That would really blow. I hope it's at least nobody's gonna play 10 hours straight at Battlefield 5. I hope. Like, most people are gonna have a job. They're gonna get on, play for 2 hours, and then play the rest later or what have you.
Well, there's people that would feel incentivized to do that, and they would do that.
I'm
And
not surprised by this. I'm not surprised by this at all, though. I'm genuinely not surprised. Battlefield 5 has been a complete mess up until this point. I haven't, what's weird though is that people have been playing it, and I haven't heard a single word of anybody saying like, "Dude, this game is amazing" or anything. I haven't seen a video. I haven't seen anything. Now, yes, once again, it's only 2 days old, but
you would think after
like
even an
5 hours of
hour,
play,
even an
somebody-
hour, there would be somebody talking about like,
There'd be
"Whoa, this
somebody,
game's so amazing. Here's my 1 hour first impressions." Boom, uploaded. You know, there's got to be people, but if you're not seeing a lot of hype after, what was it, like it's been 2 days and you're not seeing a whole lot of hype, I'm not even
I don't
seeing
think there's
anything.
many games that even do this early access stuff anymore. Like, it's only Battlefield that seems to still be pushing this. I don't like this at all. I think this is completely unfair to people who just want to play the game. They just want the standard version. How weird is it that, well, let's say you're on PC. Let's say I buy the game, I pre-order, which would be, I'm never pre-ordering a Battlefield game, but let's say I pre-ordered. No, I
should have pre-ordered in general.
And let's say you were an Origin Access Premier member, so you're sitting there playing like, dude, I can't wait to play with you in 11 days. It's like,
yo, take my L,
so
Fortnite
dumb.
dance, hype,
dude. You know what you should do? You should just pay to become a Premier member, bro, so we can play, bro. That's what EA wants. EA wants people to just say, like thirsty Battlefield players to just join this so that they can then tell their investors, oh, guys, Origin Access Premier is doing so good thanks to Battlefield 5, really pumping the blood into the system.
Oh, so good.
I don't believe we have any information on if this actually has worked. I'm sure it's gained some players. The YouTubers, it's obvious you're going to want to be a Premier member for this moment to play it so you can get early access and keep, it's all about making content as fast as possible.
Can I play devil's advocate, though, for a second?
What?
I don't actually mind services like Origin Access. I like the idea of being able to pay per month to be able to play all of a company's games. Like, if you love all of EA's games...
No, I agree. That's great, but I still think the early access is stupid.
No. This is terrible, but I don't want to give the impression that I hate the idea of monthly things. Like I think Humble Bundle's $12 a month and you get a whole bunch of games. That's an awesome deal, but that's Humble Bundle, and you're not like renting those games. You're getting all those games for $12 a month. With EA Access, I'm pretty sure you pay $20, and if you don't pay that per month, you lose your access to those games until you pay again, right?
I believe so, yes. I mean, with anything, it's not like you're gonna be able to play these games again. It's just I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why. You think EA would try to be as good as possible, try to be the good boy now that Battlefield 5 really kind of pissed off a lot of the fans. And you think they would have figured something out here?
For me, I can accept like staggered release dates because one, EA has had so many awful launches with their games that I'm sure that they probably want to ease people in so that they don't completely ruin everybody's experience. But this is too much. 11-day span. If it was 1, 2, 3 days maximum, I'd be like, all right, it's EA being EA. But this is EA being more than EA, it feels like. This is them going like way over what they normally do. And this is weird.
I think it's just standard day for EA, I guess. I maybe they're just so used to getting shit that they just stick with it. They're just so used to getting crapped on, they don't care. They're just gonna do whatever they want. And I mean, as we've seen with Battlefront 2, they can do horrible stuff and still be profitable. So I'm sure Battlefield 5 will be a profit for them. I don't think it's going to be a massive failure. It won't live up to, I think, the sales numbers they were originally expecting when they first announced Battlefield 5. But most definitely, I think they're going to make their money back.
I don't know. I think they're not going to make enough money, and they're going to have to change something up. Let's go to our next story. This one kind of is a weird precedent setter for me. Rockstar and Take-Two are going after people who cheat in GTA 5.
Look at this guy. He looks like a Grand Theft Auto character.
he really does, with his fucking suit and tie and his little earpiece.
I mean, just to sum this up, what it's like, this guy was what? He's hacking games. He's hacking an online game, GTA Online, And Rockstar took this so serious that they got the Australian police to kick down this dude's door and seize his computer.
Yeah. And
how is
that's
it even right? How is it? How does that work? It's got to be like Australia law or something like that.
But you know
holy
the only
crap.
reason they're doing this is because this guy's fucking with their shark cards. That's the only reason Rockstar cares. I bet if Rockstar didn't have these shark cards and like if it was like GTA 4 and they didn't have the shark cards, they'd just be like, whatever, kick them.
You know what's even weirder too is this guy's like in his early 40s, right? You'd think this would be like, and I agree, Machine Man, this is messed up, but it's you think it'd be somebody maybe like 25 or something, you know?
Yeah.
They've been playing games a couple of years and they're just like, I just want to screw with people. A guy in his 40s who's just probably does not like the idea of shark cards. This is probably the reason why he does it. That, or I mean, maybe he just wants to. He's probably always hacked games and just has fun with it, right?
And this is a lot like back when Epic Games was suing a 14-year-old for cheating in their game. It's so like, why are these companies?
I mean, to be fair, just to play devil's advocate here, it is cutting into their business, I'm sure, on PC.
It is going against their terms of service
on PC.
It is illegal, and it is a shitty thing to do. But at the same time, putting in so many resources for what is obviously you backing up and being like, it doesn't look good for the companies that are going after these people, no matter how scummy the person is. Like the only time it's okay when these companies do it is if somebody's doing like physical harm, but this person wasn't doing any like actual harm. He was just having a stupid time. It doesn't matter. But it's cut into. I mean,
to be honest, I don't even know if there's much more to add to this idea. It's just Rockstar's used this guy as an example to try to hopefully stop hackers. I don't really know if it did. I think hackers tend to be a little more ballsy. They don't really care. They probably just put on a VPN and just went right back to doing what they were doing anyways. NordVPN. You see that on his YouTube.
NordVPN. Can we? All right. I'm gonna go on to the next one. DayZ. DayZ, everybody. Remember DayZ? Everybody's favorite survival zombie game. DayZ is finally entering beta. How long has it been? 7 years? 8 years? 9 years? 10 years? 11 years? 2 decades?
I don't think it's been that long.
1999.
I don't think it was on the Super Nintendo, dude.
Close enough.
I don't know what else. This DayZ is entering beta, and the game has been out for 2 to 3 years, and it's hitting beta. People still play this game?
I didn't think. I'm pretty sure.
I own it. I don't play it. Who plays DayZ?
No. The numbers were so down. It's like DayZ. DayZ is
the
before
original creator left. Like, what was it? Like a year and a half or 2 years ago?
Something like that. But DayZ is before Battle Royale. Think about that.
I'm happy that they're still updating the game. That's cool, I guess. Maybe one day this game will be good.
Gaming and the gaming industry.
Further along than what was that? What's that one spaceship game that is never going to actually
Star
happen?
Citizen?
Yeah, at least
I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope. All right, it's like similar development. Star Citizen has more. Star Citizen has more going for it right now.
Just like Bannerlord, it's never gonna happen.
That's the
let's just go through their beta highlights. What they are saying this is going to.
So what are some beta highlights? Major engine changes. Epic. Bannerlord will happen.
Very open. We don't really know what that means. It could be, hey, Bannerlord, maybe so. But it says, major engine changes. That could be anything. Is that better frame rate? Whatever. I know they say like game performance, but introduction of base building. So
network
glitchy
performance.
mess.
Base building was
improved
stupid.
Implementation of vehicles. More elaborate AI for infected and animals.
Dude,
the AI was so horrible for zombies in the first place. I really hope that it's improved. Major map rework to make Shanaris more beautiful and detailed. I don't think we need to be worrying about details when your game runs like Dookie. Ability to run your own servers. That's cool. That actually is kind of cool.
Modding support. All right, good.
That's awesome. Cool. We can only hope that. I'm not mad at them. Updating a game. I'm glad they're still sticking at it. They could have easily stopped right when the guy left. It would have pissed off a lot of people, but DayZ's already kind of faded into the ether, right? Like we had DayZ and then we got PUBG, and then we got PUBG had its reign for a very short amount of time,
Now
and then
we're
Fortnite
at
came out.
Fortnite, and Fortnite's getting shot out by Battle Ops 4, Black Ops 4, which I
I don't
think's
know. Is it,
the
I don't
better
know if it's
game,
being beat.
anyways.
I've heard it is the better game, but I think
No, I
Fallout
think it's
still pulls the
actually getting.
numbers.
Actually, you know what?
Not Fallout.
We have a story related to
Fortnite.
that. So since we're on the topic of Fortnite, let's talk about Fortnite. Fortnite exceeds 8.3 million concurrent players. That's nearly as many people playing on Steam itself, the biggest gaming platform.
Yeah, because it has PS4, Switch, Xbox, PC. It's many different people playing all at once. I'm not surprised. Fortnite is, I think, what helps Fortnite right now is the fact that it's also like it's got a heavy meme culture behind it. Like when you think about Halo, when Halo was big, right?
Yeah.
The fans took it kind of serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would joke with Halo, but they always took it kind of serious. Same with Counter-Strike, any kind of big competitive game, maybe other than like Team Fortress. But like this game has become kind of a meme where the players make fun of themselves for playing Fortnite. Right? They do the Fortnite dances, and then they talk about being gamers, or like, well, we're gamers and all this kind of stuff, right? It's become a joke where I don't know, it's just strange the kind of culture that comes around the younger kids who play Fortnite. They make fun of themselves for playing a game that they enjoy. I still hold true that this game will not last. Just like any other big, for the past like 5 years for games for kids, like or kids that they've liked, games that these kids have liked, excuse me. They seem to hop onto it, play it for a year or two, like really obsessed over it, and then they disappear. Five Nights at Freddy's, Undertale,
Final
all these
Fantasy,
kind of games.
Friday the 13th.
I wouldn't call it that kind of thing. That's different. But yeah, Friday the 13th did disappear, but they brought that on themselves. They chose to take team killing away and completely killed the game. So
boring ass game now. Terrible game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's still a fun game. It's just it's not as fun. I mean, I thought
I
team
uninstalled
killing
that.
Team
That's
killing really
gone.
added to it because you could accidentally mess up and shoot like a friend or something, and that made the game hilarious. Like there's always that risk. Now the game's just completely like, I don't know. It's just really boring. It's more game like instead of being like kind of a mixture of like real life situation.
But yeah, what do you think? What do you think about the Fortnite success? Are you saddened by that? Are you happy by that? Do you care one way or the other?
More people playing video games. People are enjoying themselves. I personally don't.
More
like
people
Fortnite.
playing video games, more violent gamers, more school shootings. Stop all the games. Trump was right. It's all the games and media causing the shootings. That's what's up.
I wasn't even getting anywhere to that. I was just gonna say that there's more people playing. I personally don't like Fortnite, but I mean,
my joke was relevant.
Was it?
Yes, it's relevant.
Trump said that like
we just had a shooting. California just had a shooting, a big one actually. And it was targeted at college. No, it was at a grill with college students. Like it was specifically for college students at this grill. It was freshman night.
Why are we talking about this? Get on with the next subject. What are we...
all right. Shut up. Chrome will block any and all ads on sites with abusive experiences. We're getting this from Ars Technica. Thank you, Peter Bright. So, essentially what's going to happen is, like when you tried to go on AdFly and you wanted to download your illegal music, but you didn't know which...
I don't know what AdFly is.
AdFly is the place where you go to like get torrents and shit.
I just go to the Pirate Bay.
Well, the Pirate Bay, but a lot of times you get an AdFly. You get an AdFly. It's like AdFly's not around anymore. It got shut down. But like or any site where you go.
Kick-ass torrents, man.
Whatever. Rest in piss. Napster, whatever. And Napster's actually coming back, I thought. No, that's besides the point. Besides the point. What's going to happen is Google's going to look at these sites and going to be like, hey, is your user experience toxic like Fortnite gamers? If so, you have 30 days to fix that. And if you don't, we're taking away your ads. So I
think Google is just really heavily trying to control everything now. Like every little thing on anything that, and they have such a gigantic presence on the internet. You know what? This just proves we should have used Bing.
No, well, I think this is an area where Google should be controlling the internet. They have the ability to get rid of these awful UX experiences. Because when you try to click the X on something
Yeah.
and it's a fake X and it just brings you to another website.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Now I get it.
That's
better.
what they're getting rid of. They're not getting rid of toxic websites or toxic advertisements.
You're talking about ones where it's supposed to be like the arrow to go to the next page, and they made it look like
Or-
that.
or
You click
ads
this ad,
that-
you're like, you son of a bitch.
Or ads that automatically pop up and play music or sounds. Like CNN, CBS, they have those stupid little, in the little corner, it automatically turns up. You always have to turn it off. It's like, go away. It's irrelevant. God damn it.
Immediately blast out your ears. You're like, ah!
God damn it. I just wanted
that's,
to read.
yeah, sure. I mean, that's cool. I can really only say I would like to see them actually do it. That's the thing.
Well, they're
I'd
gonna
like
do
to
it.
see them do
Like,
it. I
we're
feel
not gonna
like
see it
Goo-
for
I feel
another
like
couple months.
We'll see.
I think
see.
this is one area where Google should be tight assed
Chromosomes.
around.
Google chromosomes.
You're a chromosomer. All right, let's get on to the next one. Oh, hey, yeah. Fallout 76. That beta was a real hot mess. It was such a fucking hot mess that's related to another story that you talked about. The beta was so bad that people were in-engine speed hacking, cheating, and having a terrible
Remember when
experience.
people said, we're kind of worried about people hacking, didn't they? Were like, no, that won't happen. Want. It looks like the way Bethesda loves to always do stuff by reusing a lot of old shit. And trust me, we got a story on that one too.
That's
They like
coming
to
up.
reuse old stuff all the time. That most of this engine for Fallout 76 is just Fallout 4. So
We'll
all the
talk about
Fallout
that
4
soon.
mods, all the
By the
Fallout
way,
more- Fallout
this
4
is a
mods and hacks you have-
Eurogamer. This is Eurogamer.
Oh yeah,
from
Eurogamer.
Emma
Sorry,
Emma
we haven't
Kent.
shouting out.
Thank you, Emma Kent, for this fantastic article.
What on earth will Bethesda stop making busted games?
Never.
That's the interesting thing. People are starting to really get pissed off. They're starting to say, "You look, Bethesda, we're getting sick of this shit. Start fixing your damn games." Red Dead Redemption 2 just came on. It's got glitches. Don't get me wrong, but that shit is way more polished than your games, and they have a lot more going on than you do. Especially with Fallout 76. Like, I'm sure you could probably try to get away with saying we have all this dialogue and all this stuff.
Fallout 76 doesn't have any of that, though. That's the thing.
That game should be running flawlessly. It should be running
Yeah,
flawlessly.
this is a basic multiplayer. This is the most basic multiplayer game that's come out in a little while. Actually, I think. Like, there's nothing super. It's not like a battle royale. It's not any of that. It's just like 8 people in a big ass world that are probably never gonna see each other. And what's up with that? The small player count per world. Why even have it be a multiplayer game? Yeah, Rust works better and it's indie. Exactly.
That's sad, bro.
Oh,
That's
that is
sad.
sad. Wow.
And the one of the things that I mean, they Bethesda did actually agree. Like, yes, this is actually happening. Like, these hacks are happening. I guess some people, they did say that some of the stuff people were saying was false, which does happen. There are some people who blow it up and try to piss people off and make it look worse when they don't like the game. But for example, just like Fallout 4, the frame rate for the game and the game speed are still tied together. A big issue that people really didn't like about Fallout 4's engine, creation engine,
We have
it
a
still
story on that.
exists. It's still a thing.
Do you want me to just pull up that story now so we can talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because this story coming up is far
All right.
more interesting.
So here we have on DSO Gaming, Dark Side of Gaming. We have news that Bethesda will use an upgraded version of the creation engine for the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. That is their brand new Elder Scrolls game that is using their engine from
And
how
their new
how old
game.
is this? How old is this engine? Like 2008?
2011.
2011. It's like, come on, and the flaws are so bad. We've seen it in 76. Why do they think that it's okay to reuse this engine
And
for
the creation
future
engine
titles?
is just like a slight like an older, like it's an older engine that was modified to be the creation engine, and then the creation engine is just being slightly modified for their newer games. I genuinely thought And I was saying, I thought, man, you know what? Starfield's going to be the big game for them. They're going to make a completely new engine, and they're going to show it off with Starfield, and that'll be great. I cannot believe that in today's age, you can go on most YouTube videos, and I know it's all opinionated, but still, I cannot even believe people have this opinion. You can go and watch some videos of people who will say, Fallout 76 looks great.
Well, it looks good.
Are we? No, it doesn't. Fallout 76 is an ugly ass game. It looks
okay. There's graphic fidelity, which the game isn't that good, and then there's aesthetics, which is the world design and the.
I don't care.
You think that you don't think it like the world is cool?
Look at Red Dead Redemption. Look at Red Dead Redemption. They have just as much money as Rockstar. I mean, maybe not as Rockstar does make a whole hell of a lot of money, but Bethesda has a lot of money and they have a lot of fans. And I'm not even saying it has to look just as good, but my God, Red Dead 2 looks so much better.
Graphically.
In every regard.
Graphic fidelity.
It plays better too.
Okay, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about technical.
It runs better.
Detail. I'm talking about the world design. The world design's kind of is
Red
cool.
Dead 2's even better.
It's 76. The Red Dead 2, you got a couple fucking hanky-danky little pokey-okey ass towns and a bunch of fields. All the fields.
Wow, I thought you just were describing Fallout to me.
Touche on that, honestly. Bethesda is good at mood. What mood is Fallout 76 giving you? Boredom?
That's the thing. That's like I'm not saying Fallout. Like I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the other games that Bethesda's made. Fallout 76 is just looking like a hot mess, and I've been saying this since I saw it. Since when they first announced it, I said this is not going to be good, guys. There's
100%. It looks like a total piece of shit.
This is too ambitious for Bethesda, and I shouldn't be saying that because they have a lot of money, they have a lot of people behind them. They could definitely hire really talented people. I'm sure they have talented people working there.
But that's the thing. It's not too ambitious. They've done amazing games like Skyrim.
Okay,
and they should be able to do a game like Fallout 76. If it doesn't. I don't know what happened. Actually, I do know what happened. They wanted to make a game banking off of Fallout 4 really quickly, so they made this piece of shit. They didn't put any effort into it. They just made the world, but they didn't inhabit it with anything. That made the turnaround. They
realized,
time so
we
can
make a game where we don't have to like worry about player choice. Oh, epic! Like, we don't have to worry about writing any of that stuff in there. We don't have to do AI.
Oh, atmosphere. Well,
we don't have to worry about AI.
They do have stories, kind of like they have a whole bunch of dead people, and they have stuff that's related to all of that.
That's so lame.
It is lame, but it shows that they thought about it. So what happened in the development? Did they like halfway through developing this new Fallout game? This almost seems, you know what this is? It almost seems like it was like the expansion that Fallout 4 never got.
That's what it does feel like. It feels like the Fallout 76 was supposed to be like a DLC expansion for 4, and then they made it into a game. Somebody told Todd, dude, we can make this a full game, and he bought it. And here we are. Here we are with this BS game that people on PC are just gonna. There's nothing they can do to stop that, by the way, unless they put in some sort of thing that immediately identifies that you have changed your frame rate to unlimited, and then you immediately get banned, and you're not allowed to play the game. So people are going to have to play this game at 30 frames per second on PC?
No, they're playing this game at 63 frames per second at 90 FOV. 63. But it's locked 80 FOV for third person, 90 FOV for first person.
That's epic.
It's so arbitrary.
They give you barely any options. It's awesome. For people, if you got a 144 hertz screen, go fuck yourself. You shouldn't.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. You're a cheater if you play at 144 frames per second. How dare you?
And I mean, to anybody who still wants to play Fallout 76, go and get it. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I personally just think it's going to be a hot mess. I don't think anything successful can come out of this game. Maybe a year from now, if Bethesda actually sticks with it and keeps updating it and adding stuff to it, maybe. I just highly doubt it. Fallout 4 had a lot of problems that they truly never fixed. Fallout, and what's crazy is Fallout 4's world felt hollow.
Oh yeah,
and Fallout 76 looks like the most hollow world ever. Like, damn, I hope Fallout 5 is good. I mean, I hope Elder Scrolls 6, that's what's going to blow my mind. I'm not saying it's not going to look better than 76. It will graphically, but I'm still going to be able to look at games right next to it and say these games look way better. And that's how it's always been with Bethesda. But we gave them a break back in the day because they weren't massive. We were like, oh, Oblivion doesn't look amazing like compared to some of these games, but you know what? It's doing a lot more. And same with Fallout 3. It's like, oh, they're using the same engine, but it's Fallout 3 and we haven't had a Fallout in forever. You know what? Let's give them a break. This is everything like that. And here we are now. And
Todd Coward will suffer.
Todd Coward. Todd
Coward. Yeah.
I don't understand why they keep using the same fucking engine. Stop.
It's cheap.
People have been saying this.
Well, look at Call of Duty. Look, Call of Duty's been using the same Quake engine. But
they know how to optimize their engines. That's a Quake engine. They know how to do something. That to me tells me that the people, whoever's been like the team that Activision has hired to work on that engine specifically, those guys are fucking talented. They know what they're doing. I am impressed that they can get games that look that good on a fucking Quake engine. That's amazing.
Kind of begs the question, why are they still working with that engine, and why don't they just make an engine that they can super optimize?
Because when you're making a game every year, when you make an engine, you have to make games.
Well, they have three. They have
think about it. When Assassin's Creed 3 came out,
they have a 3-year buffer.
When Assassin's Creed 3 came out, they made a game that was the first game in that engine. Whatever, I forgot the name of it, but in that engine, and the game ran like it had a lot of glitches. I think on PC when it first came in, it kind of ran like crap. But the big thing is, Anvil. It was horrible, but it got better. The games got better on that engine, and I think they're using a new engine or maybe a modified version for starting at Origins and so on and so forth. But yeah, when Assassin's Creed 3 came out, people seem to forget that game ran like dookie. It just had a lot of glitches and shit. Like you get stuck on like logs and stuff. It was weird as hell.
Logs.
For the most part, though, the game was still, I would say, it was acceptable. It wasn't Bethesda glitches, but it was still worse than we expected. The worst, obviously, was Unity, as we all know. The worst was Unity, which I believe was the Anvil engine still. Or actually, that could have been a new engine. No, I'm pretty sure it was Anvil. It was like a modified Anvil. But there's another example right there, the modified new Gen 1, and it looked horrible and ran like shit and everything like that. That's why. If Activision did that, the next Call of Duty would be hurt, and they don't want to risk Call of Duty's name, especially since Call of Duty's well known for being very consistent with its optimization. Every game runs amazingly well on console. They're always 60 frames per second online, always.
Oh,
never one. And I respect that. I genuinely say what you want about Call of Duty, but I respect that. I heavily respect that they stick to 60 every time. I love that. They could have easily went to 30 and Call of Duty. Actually, no, I don't think so. I think Call of Duty fans would have noticed. They definitely would have noticed. They would have been like, what the fuck? They were like, what the hell's going on? Why does this game run worse than the game before it? So I mean, yeah, they're stuck to. I will say what you want, but Call of Duty has, I think, can consistently be quality, except for Modern Warfare Remake. That was pretty. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
So basically, to summarize, Fallout 4, Bethesda makes stupid games with terrible engines, and they never learn their lesson.
This makes me very disappointed to even. This makes me very disappointed to even play Starfield.
Yeah, I was actually honestly, I was too.
I was always saying, I mean, I'm not saying it won't be good. For all we know, we'll see, and it'll be a good game. But I thought, I genuinely in my head thought this is going to be a new engine. This is going to be a totally new engine. It's going to be amazing. And it's not.
Now look at it. It's going to be doo-doo. All right, let's head on to our next story. This is a smaller one, a little less relevant, but Microsoft's answer to Twitch is giving streamers a clear path to earning money with their channel. A new Twitch competitor, or not new Twitch competitor, but Mixer, the console Twitch competitor, is going to be offering monetization options, which I think is exciting because any competition in regards to YouTube or Twitch, I am totally happy and want to support. But at the same time, there's not enough support for it for me to switch over there. So, actually, you know who streams on Mixer? Brit Bong.
He streams on StreamMe.
No, he was on Mixer last time.
Last time?
Yeah, really recently.
I think he multi-streams or something. He streams on Stream.me. A lot of guys. Stream.me is very open to any type of joke. You can say whatever you want as long as it's not like pornographic in nature. You can do whatever you want on Stream.me. Essentially, they're very open. They want to get people on their platform. Stream.me seems to be the open platform for people who are very, I guess, edgy in comedy.
Like
and
us?
like doing. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't
When
know.
are we
Yeah,
gonna get
they.
banned from Twitch?
Uh,
But that's besides the point. You haven't done a whole lot of Mixer, but from what we saw, we did a little bit of research, and it seems like it was just Xbox mostly, like Xbox titles, Xbox gamers, and that's cool. But I still think Twitch is going
I
to hold
welcome
out.
competitors because that in turn means better business all around. There's not much else to add to this. I mean, it's just
Twitch.
I hope Mixer, I hope Stream.me. I've noticed a lot of streaming platforms have really opened up. A lot of them will close in the same time. Like nobody talks about Hitbox. Who the fuck plays on Hitbox? Come on now.
But here's the
I think
problem.
I think Stream.me's got a foot. I think Stream.me can get somewhere. It's not going to be for games. I don't think. I don't think Stream.me is a gaming thing mainly. I think I look at it more of like a streaming shows and whatnot, or like
this
live,
for this
live shows.
this topic to me opens up a bigger conversation about how Twitch monetizes its private currency as opposed to donations. Twitch takes almost half of all of our donations, and when you buy bits, they take a big chunk of that money that you would have used. Like, so when you buy bits, it's not just I'll buy 500 bits for $5. No, you have to pay like $6, or I forget what it is, but you have to pay an extra amount just to be able to give to streamers instead
So
of
are
being
you telling
able to.
me that Microsoft's not completely screwing over their fan base?
I don't know yet because I haven't been there was no information here about how much the new currency for Mixer is. If Mixer's currency is better than Twitch, I think that Twitch will have to actually change the model that it has going on right now, or more people are just going to stop using the Twitch donations and start opening up going back with PayPal donations. The problem with PayPal donations is people do chargebacks, and nobody likes having to pay somebody to troll them. Nobody likes that at all, and that's just the bigger topic. Nobody likes that. So I don't know if you want to move on to the next article, if you have anything to add on about Twitch monetization. I'm actually close to getting my $100 on Twitch and being able to get my payout. It's been forever.
Forever. Why are you talking about business like that?
Look,
I can't wait to get money, Dad.
Because it's an open thing. I think it's good to be open about that stuff. I don't like it's the same reason. It's the same thing when people say like, don't talk to your coworkers about how much you make. No, definitely talk, because then you can tell if you're getting fucking screwed. Or at least that's what I think. I think the only
Final Fantasy 15.
Get out of that. Okay. Oh yeah, this is sad.
Final Fantasy 15's character DLC has been canceled. Completely canceled. They were planning on essentially doing a season 2 of DLC, and the game director Hajime Tabata has quit completely. He said, fuck it, I'm out. Final Fantasy. This actually hits me. I really, really, really like Final 15. So much so to where I played, I think 50, 60 hours on PlayStation 4 and got every single trophy on the main game. I played the crap out of that game. And when I heard that there was more DLC coming out, especially for characters like Arden, and more for Noctis, I was like, this is awesome. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. And completely just undercut everybody, all the fans. We don't have it. I'm surprised. Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, what's even crazier is they had a teaser trailer for episode Arden. A teaser trailer.
No, Arden's still coming out.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they have the teaser, because they're still doing Arden. It's just everything after him's gone. Now, for reference, I played the first couple chapters of Final Fantasy 15, but I think I have gaming ADHD, and I don't know who Arden is, and I never beat the game, so this doesn't hit me as bad. But at the same time, I still wish that these episodes would have come out. That's very unfortunate.
Well, it's so weird. We're not going to be able to play as Aranea, Lunafreya, and like, come on, man. Like Aranea, I would have loved to play as Aranea. That would have been so cool. But
there was some good news, though, right? Because the guy who left, he said he is making an original IP, so maybe we'll see something even better than Final Fantasy.
Let's hope he doesn't pull off a Mighty Number 9.
Seems like a lot of people are going the Hideo Kojima route.
A lot of Japanese developers have been doing this. I think they're just getting sick and tired of it. From what I hear, working on Final Fantasy as a whole is kind of a mess. Like, just just working on Final, especially, I mean, if you paid attention to Final Fantasy in the past like decade, it's been a gigantic mess for the series.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
said
Final
the next
Fantasy.
project I want to do is a completely new IP. It's going to be a very large scale project based around everything we learned from Final Fantasy 15, which to me that sounds like clearer waters, brighter skies. That's a good silver lining. We're going to get something new, not just another Final Fantasy, but something new. And that's what we've really been lacking. We've been
a long
lacking
time, but I mean, yeah, it's possible. You're right. We will get something new. It's just it sucks that we lost. I wish he would have finished this and then moved on. I don't know why he had to quit now. I wish he would have finished all this, then said, okay, I finished everything I need to do for Final Fantasy 15. Maybe he saw that he was going to get locked into it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But HTC.
Oh yeah, this is interesting. So they have the new. This was just like another Business Insider.
Before you continue, this article is so dumb. I mean, the title. I explored the inside of a human nose, and it convinced me that the real business in VR isn't gaming. It's all about training workers.
Yeah, it is kind of fucking stupid. I didn't notice that at first. I just threw this up here because it was interesting because they are working on the new Vive, but I mean, there is a little bit of truth to this because I see more practical applications for VR in education and work and other fields, and not necessarily for gaming. And I don't know. I just don't think gaming is really going anywhere with VR at this point.
I think if they kept upgrading it, yeah, sure. But
I'm just saying. The article goes into the fact that
the article goes into the fact that they are using this as a teaching tool, for example, with surgery and stuff. I don't know if it's ever going to be. It's useful. I don't know if it's going to completely eliminate hands-on experience. Obviously, I don't think that ever will. It is useful. I think what this article is saying, it's not saying that VR gaming is done. That's definitely not a thing. VR gaming will always be a thing. It's just that the company needs to make money, and if they're going to make money, they got to find other places to really explore. And I think business training is probably the best thing you can do. I mean, every business uses something they earn, something they learn, and then put it into a different box essentially, and then sell it to someone else. I'm not surprised that VR is being used for other experiences. I think this VR is it's getting advanced and it keeps getting better and better. You know, use it. Don't sit around and only use it for video games. That's a waste, especially VR. It's so open to be used for everything.
One of the coolest things, one of the coolest things I heard about with VR, it's not free, but there's a program that actually lets you train public speaking in an interactive environment. So you have people in the audience that have different reactions. There's his fucking wand that he finally got fixed. Amen.
That's the right one.
That's the right one. And then
this is the one I got
they have random interactions, like they have random expressions like it's fucking boring.
Yeah, look at all the scuffs I already have on it.
Wow. Oh yeah, you really messed that thing up. Just keep smacking his ceiling.
That was because when I played Super Hot.
Oh yeah. And so yeah, it was really cool. And you could actually put your presentation in a PDF in the game and use an in-game laser pointer and microphone and be like, "Oh, this is what VR, how fucking terrible!"
Whenever I play VR, I just want to be goofy. So I feel like no matter what I do, it'll just be goofy.
Yeah, you're gonna like.
I'll just get on stage and be like, "Suck my dick" or whatever. Just start saying shit like that.
But if you actually go into it with a mind that, okay, I need to work on my speech. Somebody like me, I have a whole bunch of speeches. It benefits me to actually be able to do that. So,
I think that's classroom. Will they design like some students to laugh while you're doing it?
Yeah, they have that.
That's funny.
Or they'll look disinterested, or they'll look like super interested, or they'll just look like, all right, cool. And it trains you to be like, okay, am I prepared for people to not give a shit about my speech? Because that's a thing, you know. You look around the room and be like, nobody is interested. What do I do? Just keep going. And next we have a Kotaku article. Kotaku! Everything Xbox announced during XO18 Epic. There wasn't a whole lot that was actually that interesting, but there's
some good stuff though. There's some actual good stuff from this. I mean,
Microsoft obtained Obsidian, the people that did Path of Exile and Fallout New Vegas. That's pretty. They
also everybody seems to gloss over this. You glossed over. They also acquired In Exile. In Exile Entertainment. Those, that's also very important.
Oh yeah, and we got a Crackdown 3 release date. I don't know
hold on.
why
Before we go on with that, let's go scroll back up here.
Okay.
They've got Obsidian, and they got In Exile, which shows that they actually are going to start to focus on PC gaming too. I hope so. I really hope Microsoft keeps, like, you have PC, keep them in the market with Xbox. This, keep.
Yeah, they talked about they were working on the Windows Store to make it a better experience.
They should just say we're working with Steam, but whatever.
That's never gonna happen.
Crackdown 3 is releasing. We have a date. My God, we have a date. February 15th of 2019. That doesn't guarantee it. They could easily push it back again, like it's been pushed back many times. But I'm just gonna say it straight up. I am not excited for Crackdown 3 anymore. This Crackdown 3 was the one game I said that's what's gonna get me to buy an Xbox One. It's coming to PC, so I don't really need it, an Xbox One now. But I just don't like the way the game looks. I don't know. I feel like it's taken too long. It's taken far too long. I kind of just wanted more of one. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it comes out and it's a really cool game. I just don't feel that type of like energy behind it. Like, it doesn't seem confident. It just seems like, we've been working on it so long, we just got to get it out before. Like, I think this is just the last big title that Microsoft's releasing before the next Xbox comes out.
Oh yeah, we're hearing a lot of rumors about the PS5, Xbox 2, Xbox One 2.
The original Crackdown's free. Wait, they said in the Microsoft Store. Is that on PC now?
It's free in the. I thought that was just for Xbox.
Yeah, they probably just call it the X. Do they call it the Microsoft Store on the Xbox? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's for 360. Nothing for PC, unfortunately. That would be cool to play Crackdown 1 on the PC, though. That'd be like kind of like Saints Row 4.
Yeah, it has co-op too.
So what else came out of this? Crackdown 3.
Players Unknown Battleground is coming to Xbox Game Pass. That's cool, I guess. It just means there's going to be more people playing on Xbox. Whatever. Phil Spencer said there would be improvements to the Windows Store.
Whatever.
Okay. That's not.
Hellblade Setsua's Sacrifice at Old Ass Games. Getting a physical edition. Cool, epic.
I heard the game's really good. I do want to play it. Kingdom Hearts 3 will have Winnie the Pooh mini games. Look at Pooh's. Can you zoom in on Pooh's face, please? Please, can you do that real quick?
Oh shit, I can try.
Did you zoom in on an ad? What was that?
I don't know where it is. I got lost. Okay.
I was expecting like kind of a, a good zoom here, not a. I'm trying. That's exactly. So Pooh's face. That's exactly what all the gamers in the crowd look like when they were seeing all this dumb shit from this event. They're all sitting there like that, just looking slightly disheveled, just thinking, man, I really we start getting some good stuff here. Like, really, like you show Kingdom Hearts 3 for your console and you show us fucking Winnie the Pooh mini games. What the hell? Who are you trying to market this to? It almost feels like Square is fucking with Microsoft. That's what it feels like. That's what it genuinely feels like. I don't know. It's just very strange. If you actually pay attention, though, I think Sora actually has an outline on him. That's kind of weird. But the Final Fantasy 13 series is getting backwards compatibility.
Wow!
Who gives a fuck? Those games suck. I mean, I know
Civilization.
I know there's like dying fans for that. Like, there's actually fans who like that, but whatever. An entire suite of Final Fantasy games are coming to Xbox One, which I'm not surprised.
And the Switch.
Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, 12 are all coming to the Xbox
This all
One,
sounds like gibberish to me.
That's very good. It's cool because some of these games have never had. I don't think 9 was ever on an Xbox console.
Remember Sea of Thieves?
7. Hold on, Civilization Revolution's getting enhanced, which who gives a shit? Actually, no, that's kind of cool actually because that game's good. Sea of Thieves is getting a new game mode, which is cool. I'm glad that once again, as we said with another thing, I'm glad that they're still supporting the game, and I hope they keep supporting it. Maybe one day when I play it, it'll be really finished and cool.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at all this shit. The only thing that I'm actually excited about was Cats and Pandas coming to Minecraft. Woo, boy! And everything else is just so stupid. It's like
that's such a weird thing. That's such a weird mix of things to add. Like cats, okay, but like the pandas.
Dude,
Fucking
Cats and
why?
Pandas, man, it's epic. But yeah, no,
Shadow the
there's
Tomb Raider
a
is
whole
getting a
thing.
new challenge tomb. Are people still playing that?
I don't know.
He's playing Minecraft right now.
If you're playing Minecraft right now, well, get excited, buddy, because you're getting
One thing
Cats and Pandas.
One thing that's kind of cool is mouse and keyboard support are coming to 14 titles. A lot of these titles are games like, what the fuck is this shit? Warframe's getting, which is cool. DayZ, okay. Warhammer Vermintide 2.
Cats and Pandas.
But most of these games are just like, what the hell? Like, not a single first person, not Halo. No Halo. Nope. So all the first person shooters you really want to play, you're not getting those. Sorry.
Like, fuck out of here.
You're just going to get some games that no one even cares about. Winter of Arcade, a throwback to Summer of Arcade, is coming out. That's cool. I remember genuinely liking Summer of Arcade quite a lot when I was a kid. Well, not when I was a kid, but when I had an Xbox 360, I really loved Summer Arcade. The first one I remember really liking. Like the Summer of Arcade has always been really nice. I think the first one had Limbo. I remember that. So Summer of Arcade would have like an arcade game release, like I think per week or something like that. And it would have like the game, and it was like always new games too. It was like, and they were all really cool. I've always thought Microsoft handled indie games really well. Forza Horizon 4 is gonna have a new expansion. Who cares? 16 games
Actually,
were
it's a
announced for
cool
Xbox Game
game.
Pass.
I think it runs well on PC. So it's
Yeah,
optimized. Unlike 3 was terrible. 4 seems a lot better. I might actually get it someday.
16 games were announced for Xbox Game Pass, being PUBG, Void Bastards, Hellblade: Sensua's Wrath,
A bunch of games.
Ori, both of the Ori games, Thief of Thieves. A lot of indie games.
To be honest, the Xbox
Thomas
Game
was
Pass.
alone who hasn't played that damn game.
The Xbox Game Pass is actually a pretty good deal,
dude.
I think.
Dude, they have that neighbor game. Epic!
Whoa, hello neighbor! Woo! And that's all she wrote. And let's move on to our next story, something that's way more interesting, or not. The PlayStation Classic. This piece of shit. This looks terrible. This list of games is horrible.
That sums up like the PlayStation Classic. Let me start you off. This is going to probably be our last bit, but this is
our last one, yeah.
PlayStation Classic. This is probably going to take up a chunk for me at least. It's such a good idea. It makes sense. Nintendo did the NES Classic about 2 years ago, I believe. It was a heavy success, massive success. Nintendo didn't even expect it to be as big as it was. They thought, we're going to release this tiny little console. We're gonna sell out of our stock, and we won't have to worry about it ever again. They did not expect for it to go crazy, and they didn't have any for a while, and people were fucking selling them for like $200 or something ridiculous.
Oh yeah, the scalpers. I was working at Target, and people were trying to buy 4 of them, and we were like, "Fuck out of here! You're only buying one, buddy."
And so the NES Classic did great, and then they upped the game because the NES Classic was all right. Like it was great, but some of the games people were like, "Really? Like that's a game you're gonna choose? Like you couldn't have added this or this."
You put in 7 sports games and not this
sports
game.
Games on the NES are good though, but then they did the SNES Classic, which was perfect, damn near perfect. It didn't have Chrono Trigger.
Is something I nearly got, but I like to.
I still welcome it. It comes. Everything's so good about it. It comes with 2 controllers.
Thank you, Shogun Omega.
It's got everything you're looking for, like fucking.
Show my support, guys. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Shogun.
It had like Mario, Metro, every game that you could like. It was the perfect example of when you think of the Super Nintendo. All of these games are games that come to your head immediately. These are games that you think of. These are games that should be played. They're all great games still to this day. They represent the console. They represent the era, and they're very heavily nostalgic, right?
Persona.
But then. And I'm going to break your heart here because then we get into the PlayStation Classic. I hear about this. I'm like, dude, I was hyped. I was hyped. Wow. I was pumped. I could not wait because I was like, PlayStation is my nostalgic console. Heavily my nostalgic console. It's the first console that I truly like was getting games and I truly like had a working brain.
Yeah, I know you
using it.
I know I talk about not being an old gamer, but funny enough, I actually do have memories of the PS1. So I think the PS1 was actually my first console that I got to play on as well. I played like some of the 007 games, and I remember both Oddworld games. That was a lot of fun.
So here's the thing.
For the money.
So they we got another from
the
Shogun.
Scream. This stream needs more lewd. Kidding. I don't know how to get more lewd without getting banned, unless we stream on, what was it, stream.me? We can stream on stream.me and I can do it there.
But so the thing is here, they first, when they announced it, they said, here's 5 games. There's gonna be 20, but here's 5 games, and they showed off Final Fantasy VII. That's completely a given. You have to have Final Fantasy VII on this console. Without Final Fantasy VII, Sony would not be where they're at right now. Jumping Flash, which is interesting, but it actually is one of like the first true platformers.
Flash my tits.
It was one of the first true platformers for like 3D platformers. So it was like, okay, that's fair enough. It makes sense. That like represents the time. Then Ridge Racer 4, which is good. That's a great racing game. Tekken 3, awesome. The best Tekken on that console. Some people argue 2, but 3, let's be real, 3 is the best one. And then Wild Arms, which is one of the first JRPGs on that console. Great. A lot of people love Wild Arms. The first 5 games, everybody was like, all right, cool. You have 4 of them were games that you really expected, and one was kind of an interesting take. It was like not one I expected, but it's still good that it's there. Nobody would really disagree that Jumping Flash is on there. Then, of course, Sony came out and showed the rest of the games. And the rest of the games are questionable. Some are great, some are, once again, questionable. We're just going to go down the list and talk about it here. But
all right, so starting off with Battle Arena Toshinden. I have no idea what this game is.
Battle Arena Toshinden is a 3D fighter. It is not good. It is. You already have Tekken. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have Tekken. You already have one 3D fighter on there. There are many fighters on the original PlayStation, but in my opinion, and we're going to get into this more. Actually, I'll just get into it now because it's the only other fighter on there. Actually, I'll get into it in a minute here, but they had already had like the best 3D fighter on their console. Why would you put a launch 3D fighter that's not that good? Like, why? I mean, whenever I think of the PlayStation, I never once think of Battle Arena Toshinden. No one does. Let's be real here. Maybe some people do because maybe they got it at launch and they remembered it being like a launch title that they were impressed by graphically. But let's be real. Come on. You won't even go fucking find PlayStation 1 reviewers on YouTube really pulling out Battle Toshinden like, yeah, come on, guys. Remember this? No one's doing that.
Remember this fucking obscure game?
Then the next game, Cool Borders 2.
What the fuck is Cool Borders 2? That sounds like a
snowboarding game. That's all it is. It's a snowboarding game.
Oh, I thought that was like a country.
It's not a bad game, but it's like, what the fuck? Like Cool Borders 2? And then we immediately that's done with the C's. So there's not a single Crash Bandicoot game on here.
Trump's playing Cool Borders 3. All right.
I'm not saying we should have had Crash 1, 2, and 3. But in my opinion, they should have had Crash 2. I think
where's Crash on here? That's insane.
More than likely they would have chose Crash 3 because 1 is the newest, and most dumb idiots think Crash 3 is the best one when 2 is easily the best one by far. But whatever, either one I would have accepted because it's Crash, and Crash was like the official mascot for PlayStation for that whole generation.
That should have been on here.
I get it that yes, there's the HD collection for Crash, but who gives a shit?
Oh man, let's not put Crash in there. You know what we really need? Cool Borders 2 and Battle Arena Toshinden. That's what we really need.
So we're already 2 games in and we're already disappointed, right? We're like, okay, it's just 2 games. Let's get to the 3rd game, Destruction Derby.
But you have Twisted Metal.
Well, we'll get into that. But yes, we already have one racing game, Ridge Racer 4. Or Ridge Racer Type 4. So we're like, there's another kind of racing-ish game or car game, okay. And then we get to Final Fantasy VII once again.
All right, that's
obvious.
That was obvious. Grand Theft Auto.
That's a given.
Okay.
Then we get Grand Theft Auto.
Wasn't that on the SNES?
I'm gonna be real. I'm sorry. If you like Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, that's cool with you. Grand Theft Auto 1 can fucking suck my balls. That game sucks. No one wants to play Grand Theft Auto 1. No one wants to play top-down GTA, especially the PlayStation 1 copy when the PC version was 100 times better during that time.
Hey, for the 300 bits, Shogun. Crash 2 is the best one.
One more
Cody.
job. One more
job.
We're done, Arthur. All right, Dutch. I guess we'll do another. Fucking Dutch, man. But my mind is blown that they would put GTA in here. The only reason they did is because GTA is big right now. GTA 5 is still a very big game. It's one of the best-selling games of all time. Red Dead 2 hasn't even outsold GTA 5 yet. It's probably going to, but still, GTA 5 is that wildly successful.
What was the next one? Intelligent Cube? That sounds like a puzzle game.
So Intelligent Cube, the only reason anybody knows this is because it was on a demo disc that like everybody had. It's a weird puzzle game that's almost kind of creepy, but I remember being kind of weirded out by it. It's very weird. Everybody played the demo, but no one definitely was asking for the full fucking game on a PlayStation Classic. I didn't know a single person that owned it. In fact, no one really owned it because Intelligent Cube is a rare fucking game. It's kind of expensive. I mean,
oh, hey, isn't this a mini clip game? This is like a Flash game. I played this.
It's not a Flash game. If it is a Flash game, somebody quite literally stole it.
This is disgusting looking. What the fuck am I looking at?
This is what it is. You're just a dude running, and it's just. I don't know why Intelligent Cube got a fucking slot. It blows my mind. Who was asking for this?
Okay.
And then of course Jumping Flash, and then we get to one that finally makes sense. We are so far into this list, and we finally get to one that we haven't shown that makes fucking sense. Metal Gear Solid. Thank you. Yes, Metal Gear Solid should definitely be on the PlayStation Classic. That is a true PlayStation Classic. That is a game that when you think of PlayStation, you think of Metal Gear Solid. But guess what? You're not going to get the best experience for Metal Gear Solid. You want to know why? Because Metal Gear Solid specifically took advantage of the DualShock controller. Something that the PlayStation Classic doesn't come with.
Wait, it doesn't?
Scroll up and look at the picture. The PlayStation Classic only comes with the original games. Hold on, I think somebody's knocking on my door.
Wait, I have something for this.
FBI, open up! That's weird. I think somebody's knocking on the door. Oh, I think, hold on.
FBI, open up!
Maybe I'm getting a fucking noise complaint, maybe? Being that. Hold on. I'm going to mute my shit.
All right, so I'll talk about the PlayStation for a little bit here. Whoops. I'll talk about the PlayStation here for a minute. I didn't have that yeah, he's been swatted. I don't have that many great experiences with Metal Gear Solid. I actually hate Metal Gear Solid 1, probably because the controller I used was a piece of shit and it hurt my hands. And looking here, it looks like he's right there. These aren't the DualShocks. These are the normal ones. Does that mean there's no rumble? So like when praying mantis or whatever tells you, put your controller on the table, I will make it move. It's not gonna move. You're just gonna be sitting there like, what happened? Just gonna be weird. I think the only games I actually care about are Oddworld, Rayman, Resident Evil, maybe. We have Persona. That's pretty cool.
We have to actually contact those guys. I gotta find that card.
What's up?
Sorry, I got contacted because it was my neighbor. My neighbor, she was personal stuff. Nothing serious.
Is that the prostitute?
What? No. There's these Mormon guys who are like coming to my swatted already. Swatted on first.
Swatted on our first podcast.
No, she just wanted to inform me that she noticed these two church-going guys. There's these Mormon guys who I guess keep coming to my place.
Do they have guns?
No, they don't have guns. They're Mormons. They're really nice people.
Keep it in their little satchel. Don't come to church tomorrow. Where is Onimusha? Where's a lot of games? Yeah. So
hold on. Let's get back. Let me start back. I'm sorry. I apologize. But
DualShock. What about it?
I didn't want to leave. I've looked at those. I hope I'm not super. I don't know if they hear me. I mean, I hear them through the wall, so they probably hear me through the wall. But whatever. So the next one, So like I said, Metal Gear Solid makes sense, but here's the problem: it doesn't take advantage of the DualShock controller. Now, in Metal Gear Solid, and that's the small stuff, sure, but it took advantage of it. For example, one of the most famous things is the Psycho Mantis scene where he
I was just talking about that while you were gone.
Yeah, well, guess what? It doesn't matter. I didn't hear it, so we're gonna. It sucks.
Never happened.
It's not taking advantage of the DualShock controller, which really sucks. And maybe they'll add it later. They could. I doubt it. I heard there's like some weird copyright thing with the original DualShock. I don't understand. I guess whoever they worked with originally, maybe they own some form of the controller and they can't just willy-nilly make a new one for whatever reason. It's a very unfortunate, but maybe one day we'll see it. But then immediately, yeah. So the next game we get is Mr. Driller.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a Japanese like puzzle game, but who the hell's looking for Mr. Driller? Like that's not a game I immediately think of when I think of
Yeah,
PlayStation.
where's Silent Hill?
But hold on, let's keep going down the list, and then we'll talk about game. Then we'll get to our gripes of games that aren't even on the list. Oddworld: Abe's Odyssey. That's a given. That makes sense. That's
I
a
like
very
that. I
famous
like
game for
that
being on
game.
PlayStation.
Yep.
That makes sense. Rayman.
I'd like to play that.
That makes sense. Rayman makes. I think of Rayman personally when I think of PlayStation. I don't think anybody's complaining about that. Resident Evil Director's Cut
Okay.
makes sense. It's Resident Evil.
That should be
Although
on there.
Resident Evil 2 should be on there, in my opinion, over Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil 2 is a better game than the original Resident Evil by far. Resident Evil 2 is a classic PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear I can just immediately hear the music. Resident Evil 2 is, and it makes sense, in my opinion, to put Resident Evil 2 over Resident Evil 1 because Resident Evil 2 is getting the remake. So this is like the best chance for people to play the original Resident Evil 2 and then go and play the remake to see the major difference.
Mhm.
So they really missed an opportunity on that one, a major opportunity. Don't get me wrong, I think Resident Evil Director's Cut is very, and you know what's really funny about Resident Evil Director's Cut? A big selling point for Resident Evil Director's Cut originally when it came out is that it uses the DualShock. So so much for that. So the only thing you're really getting out of this is those cheesy actors.
Next we have Revelations Persona. What is that game?
It's Persona 1.
Okay, that's cool, right?
It's not cool at all. In fact, this is the one thing that blows my mind. All the Persona fans are getting like super pumped, like, yeah, Persona 1. Persona's getting recognized. Nobody gives a shit about Persona 1. That game sucks. Persona didn't get good till 3. Let's be real here. Nobody gives a fuck about Persona 1.
I've never played Personas.
Persona, well, come on. This is
then
such
we
a
have
waste. This is such a waste. Before we get on, this is such a waste of an RPG slot for the PlayStation 1. Such a gigantic waste because they have so many amazing RPGs and they choose Persona 1. You could have chosen Xenogears. That's a game that I still to this day say that should be on the PlayStation Classic. Xenogear is an amazing RPG for the PlayStation 1. But they completely missed that spot and just put shitty Persona 1.
Don't say it, Cody. What's Cody gonna say?
Then Ridge Racer Type 4, we get it. Then Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. That's not a bad game. It's a good puzzle game, but there's not a single normal Street Fighter game in here. There's no Street Fighter Alpha.
Oh yeah, didn't see that.
Street Fighter Alpha 2 is like the best 2D fighting game.
Where's Red Dead Revolver?
It's not even, it's the Americanized one where they make like one of the characters black out of nowhere. They just change the skin color for him. There's like a white dude, there's like a Japanese dude with a baseball cap in Persona 1, but they just changed the skin color black for the American one.
Was Red Dead Revolver on the PS1?
No, Red Dead Revolver was on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
Oh,
okay. Siphon Filter, which I know a lot of people got upset about.
I don't know what this is.
They got really upset about that, but there's no reason. I think Siphon Filter actually has a good place on this. It's a game for its time and it's actually good. Tekken 3, of course, that's good. Now here's a weird one. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Get Dirk in here. Get Dirk in here.
Why?
Because he's always like, hey, you want to play Ghost Recon? And it's like, this is close.
Why
this is
Rainbow
Ghost,
Six? Why the original? Who is looking to play Rainbow Six 1 on a PlayStation 1 without dual analog sticks?
Oh.
This is going to be horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, Rainbow Six 1? The only reason they added this is probably because Rainbow Six Siege is probably a top played multiplayer game on the PlayStation 4 still. So they thought, well, we got to add it because it's a big game now. That's the way they approach this, is not by the games that are the best for the time and are remembered the best. It's just games that we can sell easily to people who may have some interest on how their favorite game came to be. No Rainbow Six Siege fan who are probably like 5 years old are going out of their way to pick up a PlayStation Classic, let alone to play a horrible version of Rainbow Six 1.
Dude, how many kids do you think saw this and were like, "Whoa, dude, Rainbow Six, whoa!" And then they like looked
Zero.
online. They looked
Literally
online.
zero. You know
Zero.
what those 7-year-olds said? They looked at the PlayStation Cloud and said, "That's old and lame. I don't want that." Mom, can I get V-Bucks? That's what happened.
V-Bucks instead.
Then we got Twisted Metal.
That's cool, right?
Oh, and of course Legend of Dragoon could have been on there too. But Twisted Metal.
That's cool.
And it's not Twisted Metal 2, which is the better game.
Was Twisted Metal 2 on the PS1?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not a gamer.
And then of course we got Wild Arms. So the only RPGs we get is Final Fantasy VII, fucking Persona 1, and Wild Arms.
What's Wild Arms?
Why didn't we get Wild
Arms?
Oh
yeah, where's Marvel vs. Capcom? That'd be cool. Wasn't that Neo Geo though?
The best 2D fighter on the PlayStation 1 is Street Fighter Alpha 2. They should have put Street Fighter Alpha 2 on here. Why do we have so many goddamn card games? Why do we have
card games?
Where's Silent Hill 1? That's a classic PlayStation 1 game. Did they figure they already got their horror games because of Resident Evil? Why isn't Resident Evil 2 there? Resident Evil 2 is a much better game and definitely shows the power of the PlayStation 1. Has 2 discs, 2 different scenarios, a lot of replayability.
Is that there's so many?
There's no Crash Bandicoot whatsoever. There's no Spyro whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Spyro.
Where's Barbie World Adventure?
Where's Barbie World? That's Barbie World Adventure is a game on the Game Boy. That's a Game Boy game. Where's my Game Boy Mini?
The one, like I said, the one that truly baffles me is the Persona one. I know why they did it once again because Persona 5 is a massive game. Persona has become a very big series for the PlayStation, but it wasn't a big series for PlayStation back on the PlayStation 1. It wasn't. Nobody gave a shit about Persona until 3 came out, and not many people gave a shit about Persona when 3 came out. A lot of people began to give a shit at 4. And then 5 really blew it up.
Okay. Well then. So we went through all the games.
Yeah, Xenogears not being there is a bit of a missed opportunity. It's a gigantic missed opportunity. Gigantic missed opportunity.
Yeah, Barbie platformer on the PS1.
It's a massive miss because Xenogears is a very expensive game. Persona is an expensive game too, but Xenogears I think would having that would have opened up so many more fans too. There's probably so many people who've never even played Xenogears. Oh my god, it's depressing. It's completely depressing what Sony has done with this thing. The build, I mean, to lead onto it, GameSpot got an early access to playing it, and they said the games don't even look that good.
Really?
Like the games, like they don't look because they're just up-res. There's no like filters or anything to make the games look good.
Oh,
like it's just the game at 720.
Oh yeah. Also, if this PlayStation Classic is being made off of an existing PCSX emulator, so not only is PlayStation giving you a bunch of poopy games, they're giving you games you could have gotten for free easily.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, Shogun. Tomb Raider's not on there. Not a single Tomb Raider. They could have put Tomb Raider 1. They could have put Tomb Raider 2. They could have put Tomb Raider 3.
Oh, look at these comments.
Been the best one.
Look at this comment.
Of course, you can look at the comments.
Yeah, that is a really great list. Holy crap! This list is decent overall, but mine was way better.
And here's the one that some guy points out. He says Tomba 2, Tiny Tank, Jersey Devil, Croc Legend of the Gabo, Bloody Roar, Jet Moto, Vigilante 8, Test Drive 4 and 5, Revolt RC Racing, Driver 2.
There was a sports game that I really liked when I. What was that? There was a racing game. There was a racing game, like a futuristic racing game where everybody was like on hoverbike. No, it wasn't Wipeout. It was like an off-brand.
Yeah,
Wipeout.
Where's Crash Team Racing? Chrono Cross. We don't get any of these. Where's Crash Team Racing? If you're gonna have 2 players, Crash Team Racing is like one of the best 2-player games ever.
This guy was hoping for Street Fighter Alpha 3 as well. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, there's not even a Gran Turismo on it. Where's the Gran Turismo? Where's Gran Turismo 2?
No Legend of the Dragoon. There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, where's Wipeout?
And then people are even pointing out, to be fair, yeah, we got Rayman 1, but where's Rayman 2?
I never understood why these companies just put out like if they have a series of games on like a platform, why don't they put out both games? Like why is Super Mario 2 not on the NES? Like classic or the new virtual console.
And here's the other thing. There's no Tony Hawk. They can't no medieval. Medieval no sense. That should definitely be on there. No Ape Escape. They can't do Ape Escape because there's no DualShock. I would have loved to see Ape Escape on here. I love Ape Escape, and I think Ape Escape is a completely underrated PlayStation 1 classic, and yet we're never going to get it now. This PlayStation Classic is not a classic. It is a rush job to just get money in December. This is them trying to just get people to buy it for their gamer boyfriends or gamer girlfriends or gamer husbands or whatever.
They're fucking
whatever
normies.
That's
not
all it
real
is. It's a cash grab. This is a cash grab. This is definitely not a true like celebration of PlayStation. I don't even think Sony actually touched this. I think they just got some third-party company to make this thing.
And remember, you're listening to the Gamer Podcast. We're the most hardcore gamers. So when we call out people for being normies, you better believe it.
This is just the most depressing little classic console ever. And I hope Nintendo does the Nintendo 64 Classic because they'll smack Sony up in the fucking face. And it makes me worried because I feel like they should just do another PlayStation Classic like called PlayStation Classic Sorry Edition, and it's actually the one we want.
Sorry Edition.
But I don't think they will. I think they're probably going to... I mean, they can't do a PlayStation 2 Classic anytime soon because the hardware is not there to make it affordable right now for under $100. It's not going to happen. The last classic console we're going to get is going to be the Nintendo 64 Classic for a while. We're not going to get a GameCube Classic anytime soon. We're not going to get an Xbox Classic anytime soon.
Dude, they'll just use the emulators.
Yeah,
that already exist.
That's the last part about this that really blows my mind. Why get a PlayStation Classic for $100? Let's stop and think about that. Parappa the Rapper. Yes, exactly. Parappa the Rapper is another true PlayStation Classic that's extremely unique, and we're not getting it. But here's the thing. I got to move up to the camera here for this one. $100. Dylan, can you type in how much a PlayStation 3 costs right now used?
I can tell you, 100.
Weird. So $100. What does a PlayStation 3 do?
It plays PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. And PlayStation 3 games.
2. It doesn't do 2.
It doesn't? Oh, shit.
Not only the original model can. But still,
I have the original model. I can play PS2 games, but it's so fucking loud.
You don't have the original.
I have the 60 gigabyte one.
That's not the... Is it silver? Like the front, is it silver, like shiny? Like is it glossy finish? Like reflective?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I'm surprised your PlayStation 3 still works then, because to be honest, like that PlayStation 3 should like dies. Those all die of the yellow light of death. They're actually they actually have hardware failures in them no matter what, and they're all going to die no matter.
Do I?
Yeah.
Give me a minute here.
Yeah.
I'll go take a little quick looky-loo.
Spider-Man, that's another one. Spider-Man could have easily been on there. It's such a gigantic missed opportunity. But still, what I'm getting to my point here. The PlayStation 3.
Mine has a silver front panel.
Yeah, but is it reflective?
Yeah.
Or is it just silver matte?
No, it's a reflective silver. It's shiny.
And does the little part flip open, the front part? Does that flip open? Oh, and it has like SD slots?
Yeah, I didn't know why.
No, you actually have the true original. Yeah, it does play PlayStation. That's actually like a really expensive console now.
I got it for like $80.
But nonetheless, the PlayStation...
I'm a real gamer.
If you buy a PlayStation 3, you can get one that's better than his anyways. It won't have a hard...
Fuck out of here.
You can get one for around 100, probably cheaper to be honest. You could probably get it way cheaper. Let's just say I guarantee you can get one for like 60 to 70 bucks with a controller, everything used. So 60 to 70 bucks, you can play PlayStation 1 games physically, so you can actually buy them and collect them and play them on there in HD. Or you can go to PlayStation Store right now and buy most of these games. Yes, you got to spend like $5 to $10 per game. But you can get better games than what the PlayStation Classic.
This is such a good deal. Look at all these games. Is this guy selling every game individually? Oh, 5 games will be included at random. Fuck out of here for $150.
He's just gonna choose the worst ones, the worst,
Yeah,
cheapest
man.
ones.
Of course he is.
But how much is he selling the console for? $100?
$150 comes with 5 games, 2 controllers.
So still, 150 games. Here's the thing. So you have that. You can play all those PlayStation 1 games, and you can play PlayStation 3 games.
Oh, he's including PS1 games. Wow, he has a ton of PS1 games. Wow. Oh, hey, Bugs Life. Where's Bugs Life on the PlayStation Classic?
That game sucks. No
I love that game. I played that game. I loved it.
So that's the thing I'm getting at here. We have all of this stuff. All of these different ways to play PlayStation 1 games, arguably better. Not even arguably. It is better. The games will look better and run, and probably you'll have a better experience no matter what. You have DualShock. The PlayStation 3 is a DualShock controller. They completely fucking dropped the ball on this PlayStation Classic. It blows my mind.
Bro, you can get a PS3 120 gigabyte for $80
with shitty games. With
Just Dance 3, PIS 2012, NBA.
I still recommend only ever getting the super slim model of the PlayStation 3. Type in super slim and see how much that one goes for. I really only recommend that one because it doesn't have that disc loader that can die on you.
Looks like if I go to buy now, looks like about $130.
$130. Still, $130. I think you can go to GameStop.com and type in PlayStation 3. That's where nobody's going to go to eBay to buy their fucking comp. Everybody's going to go to GameStop first. Go to GameStop.com, go to PlayStation 3 consoles, and see how much they sell them.
$109 refurbished.
Refurbished.
Yep.
That's a super slim?
Super slim, yep.
$109. You're paying a little $10 more, and you get a PlayStation 3. Why the fuck would you buy the PlayStation Classic? Why the fuck would you buy the PlayStation Classic? You have got to be brain dead to buy the PlayStation Classic.
Not to mention, the emulator's really good. The PCSX, that's why they used it.
You got to be dumb as hell. Dumb as hell to buy a PlayStation Classic. Like, I could understand if it came with, like, 20 hit bangers, especially ones that are very hard to get. Like a lot of these games aren't expensive games. Like Destruction Derby, fucking $5-10 or something. It's not an expensive fucking game. The only one I think the most expensive game on that list is Persona, which is $100. Like physically, if you go to buy it. But I mean, you could probably get it on the PlayStation Store for like $10.
Oh well.
Gigantic missed opportunity, Sony. You completely let your fans down. This is why you shouldn't just do something for a quick cash grab. If you're going to do something, especially as a classic console, this is a celebration. This is all your hard effort being celebrated. Show that you give a shit at least a little bit. But, whatever. It's something I'm not getting, and I implore you guys to not get it either. If you're going to get it, fine, go ahead and get it if you want to. Waste $100. We just proved that you can go and buy a PlayStation 3, and you will definitely get far more entertainment out of that device than you will your PlayStation Classic. At least your PlayStation 3 can play movies.
Hell, even spending on V-Bucks would be better than the PlayStation Classic.
If you're gonna if you want to get a classic console, go get the Super Nintendo Classic.
That's a good one.
That's $70 new, or you can get it used probably for like $60, and it comes with 2 controllers and a lot of amazing games.
Or again, you just get the emulator.
Classic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, or you know what? Or you could just get a Raspberry Pi and make your own PlayStation Classic and put all the best games ever on it.
They even have a little enclosure that makes it look like a SNES, so you can show off.
All right, so I think make your own PlayStation Classic, probably less.
So. I think this is a good place to call it. I think we need just one more message from our sponsor.
One more message from our sponsor. Thank you, sponsor, for.
And we have social media. My social media is in the description below, under the stream here or under the YouTube video, whichever one you're looking at. And yeah, follow us there. Good times. Thank you for joining us. The Gamer
probably will be,
Podcast.
I probably will be streaming later. Streaming Detroit Become Human. I think I just got it for a really good price. The Gamer Day.
Yeah.
Gamer Day.
Crash Blah on Twitch. Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Take it easy.